welcome to this week's cross training session. So this is going to be for this week and next week. So we're going to start off in standing and then we're going to make our way to the floor. So if you need a yoga mat or a carpet, somewhere you're a little bit more comfortable, please do so. So always remember, before you start your strength training or your walk, run, cycle, you want to make sure you do your proper warm up so that we can dive right in. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with a punch and duck. So you're going to start off with a wider stance. So my feet are wider than my hips. I'm going to swing down to duck, and then I'm going to punch across. I'm going to swing down and duck and punch across. Just like this, and back. So you should feel this in your legs. You should feel this in your core, and you can feel this in your arms. You can also, too, for an extra challenge, you can add some light dumbbells to your hands. So if you have, say, anywhere from 1 to 2 or 3 pounds, that would be great. Just make sure, again, that you're not compensating and you're not lifting your shoulders up to compensate for the weight of the dumbbells in your hands, okay? So when it comes to this, I'm not necessarily counting, but I would say you can swing back and forth 10 to 15 times on each side. Okay. Then we're going to come into a chair pose, which I don't know about you all, but is my least favorite pose. So we're going to start off with your feet hip width apart, and you are going to sink back. So let me show you from the side. You're going to sink back so that your tush comes out. Many people just kind of bend over, but you really want to push that tush back and lift the arms up and come into that chair pose. And you're going to hold this. So I want you to do a 20-second hold. We're going to do 5 repetitions. I highly recommend taking a break in between and just kind of loosening things up, because that's a hard one. It'll definitely work your quads and get you ready to run. All right, and then the last one in standing is going to be, we're going to work the arms. So what you're going to do is you are going to, again, you're going to stick that tush out. So I like to put my fingers on the bones in the front of my pelvis, and I just like to push back because I find that's easier and it kind of gives me the cue I need to be like, oh, okay, I need to stick my tush back. I'm going to show this from the front and from the side. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift your arms up. You're going to lift your arms in a V, and then you're going to lift your arms straight up. So it's out, V, straight up. So this is what it looks like straight on, out, V, and up. You want to try and keep that back flat. You want to keep your head in neutral. You don't want to look down and you don't want to look up. And you want to make sure that that tush is sticking out. So this is going to work the back of your arms, your shoulder blades, and your core. I would do 10 of each. If that's easy, you can bump up to 15 or 20. If you're going to do it with dumbbells, I would absolutely recommend using a light dumbbell because arm stuff usually sneaks up on women. So I might start off with a 1-pounder. If you don't have dumbbells at home, you can absolutely use water bottles because they're nice, easy to grip, and they're about the same weight. And it's just something we all have within our houses. All right, so let's make our way down to the yoga mat. The way we're going to do this is we're going to do the inchworm. So you are going to bend forward. You are going to walk yourself out into a plank. You're going to walk yourself back up and come on back up. Come on down, plank, and back up. You don't have to hold yourself in the plank for any extended period of time unless you choose to do so. It's more about getting down and getting back up. You're going to do a total between 10 and 15 repetitions of this. Here, and back up. Okay, and now we're going to go into a down dog. And from this position, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up, you're gonna tap your knee or whatever body part is available to you. So if your knee is too far away, you can tap your hip, you can tap your shin, or for those of us that are very flexible, myself not included, you can tap your toes. For beginners, I would start off with 5 on each side. For those that are more advanced, I would go to 10 on each side. Okay, now we're gonna come to our knees because planks can be safe for those of us with a DRA. However, I want to make sure that you have a lot of safe options because if you don't do something correctly, it's very easy to do wrong and put stress on the pelvic floor and the abdominals. So we're gonna do this plank on our knees. So watch me. So you're gonna come into this position. You are gonna come down onto your forearms and then you're gonna come back up onto your palms. Then you're gonna switch sides. So you'll come down to your forearm and then up to your palm, just like that. Same thing, I would switch back and forth, and I want you to, for beginners, do 5 on each side. For those that are a little bit stronger, you can do 10 on each side, and for those without a DRA, you can do this in a regular plank position, which is certainly going to increase the challenge. Just make sure that your body stays flat and that you're not lifting your tush up in the air, okay? And when it comes to lying on the knees, I'm not directly on my kneecaps. If you can see, I'm actually on the front of my knee. So I'm actually more on my quads than actually on my kneecaps. You can also bunch up your yoga mat or use pillows, whatever makes it more comfortable for you, because I don't want to cause knee pain by trying to work on strengthening. Okay, now, in that same position, we're gonna try to come down into some push-ups. Now, I don't know about you, but push-ups are my least favorite exercise, which means that's exactly what I need. So, on the front of my thighs, I'm gonna come down into a push-up and back up. These are very easy to do wrong. You wanna keep your elbows tucked in. You wanna make sure you're coming down like a plank, meaning that your belly's not coming first, or your chest isn't coming first, or your head's not coming first. You want everything to stay nice and tight, and come on back up. For beginners, I would start between 5 and 8, and for those that are experienced with push-ups, I would go for 10 to 15. These are a really good activity because not only are you engaging the core, but we're working our upper body, which is exactly what we need as women. And then we are gonna come into the back of our body. So you are gonna come down in this position. So I'm gonna show you 3 different ways to do this. We're gonna do a Superman. So a full Superman is having arms and legs off the floor and all your support is on your belly. Now that can be very hard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off hands underneath your forehead and you're gonna lift one leg and one leg. If that's too easy, you can go into lifting both legs. Just being aware that while this works the glutes and your hamstrings, it can also stress the low back, so listen to your body. The other option is to put a towel roll under your forehead so that it's supported and lift your arms up. And then you can also do 1 and 1. Or you can do both. Obviously, doing all 4 limbs at the same time is going to be your hardest and your most challenging, but again, it can stress the low back, so just be aware of how you're doing this and listen to your body. With that one, depending on which one you choose to do, I would focus on 10 on each side. unless you choose to do both, and then I would just do 10 altogether. So again, listen to your body. As always, it comes down to quality over quantity, and what that means again is I'd rather you do 5 perfectly than do 10 poorly, okay? So listen to your body, start journaling, write down what's hard and what's easy, but you've come so far, you're doing so great. I'm really excited to see how you're gonna do this week and next week. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. See you soon.